Alright, welcome back. Last time we broke into King Washington's house, and now we're gonna go beat him up. I can't believe it was just that easy.
Mother, it is time I finished what you began.
It was really just that easy to do. Oh shit, I have the wrong camera on. Oops. Okay. This way. And now there. I'm just gonna keep Eagle on because it seems the most useful. I say this, then I have to do it. Oh no. How will I get over to that now, Eagle? Oh no. King Washington's dream. It's all crumbling away. Maybe those were a little unstable to use bear on. Alrighty then. A little goofy, but it's alright. I'm pretty sure you can just let go there. Thank you. I love that he'll just swing for like an absurdly long period of time regardless of what I'm doing. It's like you can let go now. Please. Are we gonna fight him at like the top of the pyramid? Because that'll be super funny. I have a weird feeling that might be exactly what we're doing. Loading boss fight. Please hold. There we go. Oh my god, it is the top of the pyramid. So funny.
It is you at last.
Commander Washington, if you give up the apple, I will let you live.
Give up the apple.
It controls you.
Is that what you believe? I believe I control it. Although I never considered the possibility that it could control someone. Perhaps it can.
You have been corrupted by the apple's power.
Corrupted? Well, that raises an interesting question. You wish me to give up the apple in order to save my soul? Or do you wish the apple for yourself so you can control the nation?
The true rulers are the people.
Let's not deceive ourselves. It's an absurd thought, but let's suppose that I were beholden to this apple. How would you behave differently?
I would use it for the good of everyone.
Well, the possession of the apple is both a burden and a blessing. Tell me, When you shake the earth, you feel that you are a slave to the people? Or do you wish to be their master?
The people want you brought down.
But you didn't answer the question. I am the only king here!
Makes an interesting point, actually.
There's nowhere to hide.
Okay.
Fading from sight only angers me. Behold, he returns to life.
Ooh, okay.
Burn by divine fire. At last.
I got you. I get what you want me to do.
Disappear. It won't save you. Fading from sight only angers me. Any other tricks? Get thee head.
Oh wait, that's a bird. I can't do anything though.
Away with you!
Ah, come on.
Be gone!
Oh, okay, hold on. I think my timing was bad. Wait.
Recoil before my vast power.
There we go. I got you.
Of course.
It's like, I get it.
Are you just going to stand there in plain sight?
Nope. Okay, it wants me to go back to Wolf.
Where have you gone?
I like the concept, but the execution's kind of stupid.
You gone this side?
Like, I like the concept of this, but the execution needs some work.
Fading from sight only angers me. Now I see.
Mm.
Here is the heat of my anger. Disappear. It won't save you.
Okay.
Disappear. It won't save you. Welcome back.
There we go. Much better.
You cannot reach me.
I do not like this one.
I will send you
The timing on it seems really goofy. Oh, maybe the orb's spinning around.
I will end you for all you've done.
Okay.
We are now many.
That's easy enough. Oh god. Oh god, wait, hold on. Which one is Bear? This feels like cheating. Oh god. He agreed.
Behold the searing light.
Ow. It's a good thing I'm immortal in this fight, or else this can be a problem. Many blast to the face of the owl, but I'm immortal, so it doesn't matter. Bear. Oh. Yeah, that will kill you. Not him, though. Oh, I'm actually playing. Hey, what's up, Georgie boy? I just want to borrow this. Fuck.
Armageddon. I died trying to bring down Washington. And I plead with you, do not pursue the apple.
My son, I am so worried for you. The sky journeys have led you astray. Give up your fight for the apple, please, my son. Please.
But I want it. Wait a minute.
Now Now's your chance. Take the apple. Take it. Take it.
That's interesting. That final one was interesting.
Commander.
Take it. Take it from me. I do not want it.
No man should possess a power so absolute.
Sink it into the sea. Weight it, and sink it to the bottommost reaches of the ocean.
Where are we headed, anyway?
Commander Washington,
I thought I was alone.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's quite all right.
Things appear to be at a stalemate.
I'm afraid so.
Might I suggest, Commander, that a republic cannot survive in a world with so many contending powers?
I beg your pardon.
Elected bodies, to be sure. The war was fought for this. For this nation to prosper. For this nation to thrive. The weakness of a republic must be balanced by a powerful man at its center. A powerful man, Commander, who, if I may be so bold, would be elevated in the eyes of the world if he were given the title of king.
Sir, I believe I can answer you in complete candor. Your proposal raises the greatest mischief that could befall my country. You could not have found a person to whom your schemes are more disagreeable. Let me conjure you then. If you have any regard for your country, concern for yourself, or posterity, or respect for me, you banish these thoughts from your mind. Never communicate as from yourself or anyone else a sentiment of the like nature.
We are done here.
You want to go back?
Yes. Back. Take us back.
Alright. And that was the Tyranny of Kitchen Washington. I have many things to say about this one because it's interesting. So, first off, I like the fact that at the end of this story, both Connor and King Washington have a moment where they're talking to their inner selves that essentially want to take full control of the apple. Connor is in the seat, right, where he's like, take the apple, and then later King Washington in the real world being like, no kings, fuck this shit. It's a terrible plan. And then the guy disappearing is his inner monologue, which is very neat. The other thing that is interesting about this, and I don't know why they didn't put it in the Assassin's Creed game itself, so I'm gonna turn down this volume slightly, hold on. Is that in Assassin's Creed 2, when you do the puzzles to learn the full truth, there's an image of Washington holding the apple while he's escaping across the river in that, one conflict. And they never actually do that in Assassin's Creed 3, and I always thought that was weird, because it would have been a perfect opportunity to have an Assassin's Creed link back to 2 in a way that made sense, but also would have helped this DLC, because it would have been like, oh, he did have the apple at one point, or instead this DLC is just kind of like, anyways, so now they have the apple, and then this happened, and they decided it was bad, so no more apple. Anyways. So I thought that was weird. But it still works, it's just a weird way to do it. They could have, tied this all together better with Assassin's Creed 3 and 2, and they just feel like they chose not to for some reason. Maybe it was too... I think the problem they might have run into is that giving him the apple would have made the narrative really confusing. Because he would have been, way too powerful. That being said, interesting DLC. And I know I said earlier that I would explain why I was playing this, even though I said I was only going to play canon Assassin's Creed games. And the reason is, this ending is specifically the reason it's canon. The whole DLC is just it was all a dream, or in this case, a premonition of the apple showing what could be. So that makes it all actually canon. It also is the reason why in the Assassin's Creed lore, that Washington chooses not to be a king and decides to be a president, is specifically because the apple showed him what would happen if he became king, and he was like, oh man, that's pretty bad. Which is really funny. I think I might be mistaken because it's been a little bit, but I think they establish in one of the extra dialogue readable boxes in one of the Assassin's Creeds, I think 2 or Brotherhood, they established that oh yeah, Washington had an apple at some point, but no one knows what happened to it. It just kind of vanished without a trace one day. This is what happened to it. Is Connor and him had a vision quest, and then he was like, yo, this should be dangerous, and Connor's like, agreed, let's huck this fucker into the ocean. So it's lying at the bottom of the sea somewhere, and that's what happened to that apple. Also, side note, boy does it really become apparent how many apples there are by this point in the game. By Assassin's Creed 3, it's really wow, there's hundreds of these fucking things just laying around on the planet, and just people just randomly come across them and become uber powerful all the time. They have the whole Templars having one with the fucking, he wasn't, he wasn't the Pope, right? I can't remember what his role was. Maybe he was the Pope. I can't remember in Assassin's Creed 2. No, he did become the Pope. I'm pretty sure he became the Pope. So, it's funny, it's just Pope gets one, very powerful people. Washington gets one, becomes a king. The apple, consistently corrupts people, unless you're essentially Altair, or to a lesser extent, Desmond. So I like the fact that Connor was just man, I am not a powerful enough assassin to wield this apple. This shit going right into the ocean. I think in the entirety of Assassin's Creed, at least, there's only been 3 people that have wielded the apple and not had it just completely corrupt them immediately, who are assassins, which is Altair, Desmond, and fucking Ezio. But Ezio, I feel had it for the least amount of time, so it kind of is on Ezio. Knowing how much Assassin's Creed likes Ezio, though, they'd probably be no, he was the best with the apple. Don't worry, he was the coolest guy. Therefore, he was the coolest apple wielder. But I digress. essentially only Altair and like Desmond have been able to control the apple without it just being complete corruption over an extremely long period of time. I think the only one that has the example of over like an extremely long period of time is Altair. Altair essentially just locked himself in a dungeon until he died with it for like God knows how many years he had left. So interesting stuff. I like the fact too, because it's weird, but it also kind of makes sense via the, like, personality of the person wielding the apple, in this case, Washington, which is just, like, he's like, the apple's used to control people, and he's like, I had not considered... It's not going dark on me. He's like, I have not considered that the apple could control people, and it's like, are you sure about that? I wonder if he was serious about that, or if he was just being a little bit of a facetious asshole about it. Because I wonder if he actually wasn't really trying to control people, but the apple itself is just so powerful that it works on its own accord, and was kind of like making people work towards his one goal. Like, is the apple like taking what Washington wants to do and then making those around him work for it? Or is the apple corrupting people as a whole and then doing what it wants to do, and is just using people as a host? It's an interesting question that I don't think Assassin's Creed ever brings up again, and I think has been lost in the sands of time at this point, because Assassin's Creed lore doesn't give a shit about anything anymore. But it is an interesting idea. The other thing that gets me on this is the superpowers, the animal superpowers, the spirit animal stuff. I, to this day, do not know what the fuck they are or how they work. Like, are they superpowers? Or, my theory is that, like, kind of like the Vikings, he's just in a drugged out, crazy state that makes him more powerful, but also makes him completely, like, incomprehensible to what's really happening around him. So he's not actually, like, destroying buildings with his bare hands, but there's something else going on that's doing it. The problem with that theory is that how the hell is he blowing up buildings in, like, the tower they toppled makes sense because it's like, oh, we're getting gunpowder to bust it down, and then they don't actually use any gunpowder, he just bears and destroys it. But then it doesn't make sense for, like, King Washington, unless he's just, like, purposely ignoring stuff like gunpowder blowing up holes, and he just thinks he's doing it in bear form, which is possible, but it's weird. You can also argue that Eagle Vision isn't actually him flying, but just him being, like, top-tier parkour man. Same thing with the wolves. You can argue that, like, it's not actually being invisible, his stealth is just crazy good, right? Where it gets weird is mostly the bear power. And, like, him making jumps that he shouldn't be able to make with Eagle Vision later in the game, but, like, assuming maybe he's just better at parkouring than he thinks he is. The bear one's the one that's really confusing. And in the summoning wolves, but you could argue he's just that good at killing people, right? My question is because when he uses it, it shows, like, animus, right? They spawn in like they're spawning in from the animus. Which makes you think they're, like, animus constructs. But that can't be true unless it's the interpretation of the animus for what he's doing. So, if, let's say, we're in the animus and something happens that the animus doesn't fully understand, it will correct it or change it to a way that makes sense to the human that is using said animus at the time. So in this case, spirit animals, right? Connor is Indian, he has spirit animals. Animus conjures what he's doing as spirit animals, even though that might not be 100% accurate to the history, right? That's just how the animus works. Now, what makes it extra weird is he has to be doing something weird for the animus to be able to project like that. Also, when he drinks the leaves in the tea and he gets the power, that's when it all starts, is from these leaves from this magical tree, right? So here's my theory that makes this make a little bit more sense. Even though there's, I don't think, any conclusive evidence on this, I just think it makes the lore make more sense, outside of they just wanted to give him superpowers, which is, my think process is either the tree isn't actually a tree, or the tree has somehow been absorbed or, like, corrupted by Ishnu technology in some way, and that Ishnu technology is then in some way form captured by Connor, maybe not necessarily by drinking it, but maybe by having a piece of the tree in some form in him or on him or whatever, and that Ishnu technology is giving him powers similar to the apple, right? Because there's multiple different Ishnu technology pieces, like there was the staff, there's the apples, obviously. I think there was a fucking dagger at one point, there was an Ankh. All of those things had, like, different properties that they could do based off of what they were designed, right? Like, the Ankh can, like, bring people back from the dead for, like, a short period of time. That's, like, what it's designed to do as an Ishnu technology. So there was like a cloak too at some point. Anyways, my theory is that the tree is somehow one of these pieces, or absorbed a piece in some way, and then that power had been transferred to Connor when he drank it, and or a part of it got put inside him. And then that Ishnu technology was giving him, like, super strength or flight and stuff. And because the Animus doesn't know what to represent that stuff as, because it's, like, nonsense to the Animus just filled in the blanks as, like, oh, they're spirit animal powers. I think that makes the most sense for the lore. I don't think any of that is canon. I don't think they've ever confirmed any of this, and I don't think they ever will, because why would they fucking care? It's a DLC. But that's my theory, is that he obtained some sort of Ishnu technology, which gave him some sort of superpowers, and then those superpowers were translated as spirit animals to the Animus user, because that's how the Animus communicates to the person using it. And that is the only way that him having superpowers makes literally any fucking sense. But anyways, that's all I gotta say for the Tyranny of King Washington. So, next we'll be playing Liberations. Ironically enough, we could do... No, Liberations is the only one that makes sense to do next. So we'll be doing Assassin's Creed Liberations first. That game starts when Connor is a child, but then ends before the end of Assassin's Creed 3. So it's in, like, this weird half and half area, and I was gonna play it before this DLC, but then I was like, I already have this game, we just played it, we may as well just go through the DLC, instead of, like, swapping games and swapping back to the DLC, because it's literally gonna be like, we're gonna do Liberations and then do this DLC anyways. So it's like, throw my hands up and go like, nah, fuck it, we'll just play it now. So, we did the DLC first. But next time we'll be doing Assassin's Creed Liberations, which follows a completely different character. And I have little knowledge of that game, because it was originally for the PlayStation Vita, I believe. And I didn't own a Vita, and I didn't know anyone who owned a Vita, because they were really fucking expensive. But then was later ported to the PS3, which I didn't know about until I was doing research for these games. So, with that, I'll see you guys in Assassin's Creed Liberation. See you guys then. Peace.